This world is old, very old. You can feel it in the rocks and on the breeze. Listen attentively with mindful ears, and you may hear how our world is moving and discover where our world has come from. Yet, listen not for words spoken in the human tongue, for our language upon this earth is as the sound of crickets in a field, or a coyote's cry echoing across the land. To hear the earth, one should listen for her stories in the soft songs played gently upon her skin, eternally molded by the notes of rain, wind, and fire. This is nature's song as it has been performed through the ages, since the birth of elements, earth, and time, and it is sung in a language much older than that of dreams. In this wild and rugged region of the American Southwest, the deserts of the Colorado Plateau play the music of time eternal upon the landscape. The melody is heard within the deepest fissures and atop the piled peaks as it spills over a series of colorful cliffs crafted by powerful natural forces for immense stretches of time. Today, these escarpments appear as the steps in what is known as the Grand Staircase of the Colorado Plateau. Despite its barren, seemingly untouched, and nearly uninhabitable appearance, this realm is actually brimming with life and mystery. Each step of the staircase has its secrets, hidden vaults of splendid green gardens, acrobatic rocks that challenge the imagination, and dazzling worlds of light and color. Come and hear Earth's sweet serenade being performed upon the lands of the Kaibab Plateau, the last step at the bottom of the Grand Staircase. Surrounded by deserts and crowned with fragrant forests and meadows, the Kaibab Plateau completes the staircase's journey south from the Pink Cliffs of Utah as it spills over the rim into the world's most famous gorge, Grand Canyon. Come see. Come explore. Come hear nature's songs of change being played within this unfinished kingdom. Every movement from nearly every era of life has been subtly incised into the rock layers of this remarkable locale. To walk through this landscape is to pass over the foundations of geologic time, to move across the sands of ancient dunes on the coastlines of vanished continents, to drift past the floors of ancient oceans, past vacant cliff cities long ago abandoned by their citizens, over lava flows from the now silent volcanoes. One may feel connected to something much larger, much older, and much more magical than the grounds we walk in our urbanized world. Since a time older than human memory, the swirling, colorful depths have lured people to the canyon's edge to look in and see the patience of nature's kingdom on display below. Some have heard it offering shelter and the opportunity to make these cliffs home. Others, perhaps simply curious, see the canyon and wonder what to do with it, what anything so large has to do with them. At dawn, you stand at the edge of the dark and mysterious world before you, waiting for the break of day. The fresh air bustles past your body. Before first light's performance, the mood upon the rim is relaxed, though anxious to finally reveal what looms beyond the precipice, not yet seen in the inky darkness. Shapes and shadows in the sensuous colors of purple, lavender, and mauve mingle in the emptiness. Which way is down? Where does one ledge end and another start? The sky in the east begins to soften, warming with the glow ever intensifying. Your gaze fixes on the horizon, intent on seeing the break of dawn. And then, finally, the sun crests the distant horizon. Its rays bring instant warmth to your face and shoot into the dark void before you. You turn west, following the light. The canyon before you is revealed, bathed in warm pink light, stabbed with glowing peaks whose deepening dimensions are revealed only by the power of the sun. Here, at the canyon's edge, there is no mid-ground. There is no medium range. The rim simply drops away into a great, exhausting depth. Distant storms are seen in their entirety as they thunder and pummel the far-off rim. A distant mountain peak appears shrunken, as if it was composed of only a few stacked boulders. Even the sky itself seems to stretch further, higher and wider than ever before. The landforms of the Grand Canyon offer extreme contrasts in scale, the canyon's unimaginable size deluding them, molding them into the shapes we think we see from the rims. All seems still and quiet on the rim. Only the trembling branches of the closest shrubs convey movement. Beyond, all is silent. Poised in their mighty stature, the walls and slopes of the canyon drift into the distance like the exhausted battlements of a besieged stronghold. The weathered, torn, and ragged, resting uncomfortably upon the smoothed, polished, and filed. The gigantic peaks, with their finely speckled patterns of objects we know and understand, boulders, trees, flowers, and shrubs, are dwarfed and camouflaged by the distance. Instinctively, caution sets in as the view drops away to depths unfathomable. The canyon is massive, wider than imagination, and deeper than desire. Its great span reaching into the distance like a huge predatory bird, wings outstretched upon the breeze, engulfing the viewer like small prey. In the scope of what we can see that is both large and old, we are out of our league, and we know it. How could all of this come to be? How could something so large exist so silently, with barely a sound rising from the depths? What of the great crashing and rumbling that must have been a part of making this canyon so deep? In truth, it is far more likely that the subtle music of trembling creeks, melting snow, and dripping ice, all dashing to the serpent-like river at the bottom, is what built this kingdom and made a canyon grand. Patience. The eternal patience of natural forces working diligently at a pace barely perceptible to mortal eyes. The slow, deliberate actions continuing ceaselessly throughout the ages have brought about these erosive forms. Rocks once formed at the bottom of ancient oceans now sit far from any seashore. Some contain the record of life forms that used to call this area home. Stacked and balanced, tilted and colored, battered by storms and time, they rose to these heights, revealed slowly by the waters of time. They are the result and the proof of our Earth's ever-changing form, and suggest the region's favor as it evolved from one era of life to the next. Here, one of nature's favorite tools is sprawled across the sky. Great billowing thunderheads that grow nearer by the hour, yet travel upon the wind with barely a sound. The clouds gather, resembling the advancing ranks of a marching army. Unthreatening in the distance at first, they soon hover ominously overhead. Unleashing their cache of precious rain in torrents and showers, they leave in their wake brimming creeks and streams, tools to cut even deeper into the canyon. Again drained and silent, they continue their journey to the east. In this way, nature has worked here in the canyon, without regard for the comings and goings of the rest of the world. This is a place that time has not forgotten. It is a kingdom that begins in the clouds, clouds that move on winds perfumed by far-off lands. Clouds that carry the waters of distant oceans far from the highest turrets of this realm. The canyon and the waters that flow through it hold all who call this kingdom home in a warm embrace. To those of us from the outside world, one might consider these conditions sparse, harsh, and unforgiving. Yet to all who dwell here, whether with fur, feathers, or scales, the canyon is as perfect for them as they are perfect for it. All life here among the cliffs, atop the mesas, across the skies, and beneath the waters, fills a purpose important to the scenery. For the most part, though uncounted and unseen, the natural citizens of Grand Canyon go about their daily lives wrapped in red rock splendor. They rely on the desert's will for their fortune. Their songs echo from cliff to cliff, and their duties within this region, no matter how small and seemingly inconsequential, are critical to the balance and well-being of the kingdom. From the forests of the cliff tops to the riparian systems of the mighty river below, the natural residents of the canyon go about their business as usual each day. Some scamper merrily across the rocks, and others patrol the dizzying heights. They are as much a part of this canyon as the river that slices through its heart or the walls that hold its course. What now do you see from here? What new viewpoint did you find atop the cliffs or within your spirit? Did you feel a compulsion to get closer to the canyon's precipitous edge, or did you instinctively pull back a few steps? Did you walk a path that the ancient ones traveled? Or did you meet a resident of Grand Canyon's skies and desire wings of your own? Did the massive scale of Grand Canyon make you feel smaller or larger? Perhaps most importantly, did you discover your place in this landscape? Truly, the canyon, filling our eyes from one horizon to the next, has as many lessons as it has beautiful sights. In the great deep spaces are the answers, written in colorful stone, for all who venture to the brink of the canyon and ask. Once again, clouds are gathering in the west. On a silent breeze they approach, resembling great birds in flight swirling on the thermals rising at their feet. With dancing lightning and echoing thunder, they bring the rains that continue nature's play here in the unfinished kingdom.